Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Well, it's only been about 3 or 4 days. Let's see. Today's the end of the third day. So I didn't expect anything to be popped up yet. But doesn't hurt to look. I will go ahead and tell you, I've got, instead of buying wood that's going to rot and all of that, I went ahead and ordered some metal raised beds that I can set up. And I also ordered some more grow bags. I think I got 10 more, the 10-gallon grow bags coming. And I've got 3 4x8 metal raised beds coming and 2 4x4 metal raised beds coming. And that's pretty much going to fill up this greenhouse area when I get it all. But it's going to be a few weeks before it gets here. You know, it takes time. It may be a week, it may be 2, maybe 3. You just never know in today's time. But I did order them. They're paid for, and eventually I'll get them. And I talked to my buddy that's basically a professional welder and told him that I need him to come out and figure out how we can weld a hitch on the back of this Kubota tractor so that I can pull my red wagon with it. And that way I can pull it over there to my compost pile and fill the wagon up and then drive up here, because that thing's hard to push by hand. And then use that soil to fill the new raised beds when they come in. I'm also going to go ahead, once I get them and get them put together, I'm going to buy some soil that I've talked about before to fill those raised beds up. But anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having raised beds. From what I understand, you have a little bit less pest pressure with raised beds than you do in the ground gardening. And I'm just not able to plant in this ground and grow root crops. And potatoes is a big thing, and I just can't grow them. Now, it has been about 3 weeks since I put these root starters on these trees. It looks like where I scraped it back, they're pretty much turning brown, like it may be dying. I don't know. We'll just have to see if there's roots in there. And the blueberry bush looks the same way. So I just don't know if it's going to work, but I tried anyway. And I'll probably try again. But what do y'all see right there? The little cockerel rooster let himself back in this last run area where Sue and all his ladies were. And if they didn't fight, I wouldn't mind both of them being in there, because there's, I don't know, 13 or 15 hens, something like that. That's a lot for one rooster. But with that being said, I don't need him beating up Sue. And he beat up Junior. Now, my white rooster whooped his butt and he wanted out. So here's what I was thinking, and I really shouldn't, but this is what I'm thinking. Buy some more chicken wire and run some wire maybe from that corner post right there across diagonal of the fruit orchard. That way the Sue's pen side would have some green grass area, because half of that's dirt. I mean, they've scratched it down, and this side's looking pretty bad, but it will come back when temps get warmer and warmer. At least this year it should anyway. But what I was thinking is buy some more chicken wire and divide that thing and put me one more gate right there to go into this one, or put it on the outside. I may do it just for the outside. Come in right there on this side of the post with another post and put a gate right there. And then I can go in to this run area separate or I may make it even smaller than that. I'm not planning on a big flock in here. Here's what I'm thinking is maybe drive a T-post or two and take that back corner right there and let the little cockerel rooster and his 2 hens that volunteered to be in the pen and put them in that little section and build them a small little, you know, roost building, whatever you, I don't know what you call the daggum things, but building something where they can get in and lay their eggs and roost at night. It wouldn't be big enough for me to walk into like these, but something small, and give them this little area, you know, a quarter of this fruit orchard, and and just separate them out from my chickens. And that way I'll have 4 roosters that aren't mixing together, where they're not gonna fight. And of course, when he breeds with his hens, they'll, you know, those eggs will be fertile with the right breed. And I could actually hatch and raise a few of them if I wanted to. But I mean, I'm gonna be 100% honest with y'all. I don't want him, but he won't go home and he won't stay out of my pens. I brought my .22 rifle out. It's sitting right there on the porch, I mean on the swing I built. But if I saw him whoop up on Sue, he was gonna get shot today, and he still might. But I really don't want to have to do that. But I also don't want to have to build another pen area for him and his ladies, since they won't go home. And, you know, okay, I could catch them and ride down the road and ask people, hey, are you missing these chickens? You know, but if they free range them, they're just going to come right back. So I really just don't know what to do. Wouldn't mind some input from y'all, but he may not make it through tonight if he attacks Sue and whoops Sue's butt again. Looks like Sue's had his butt whooped today, but it could just be from the rain. It did rain here a good bit. My rain gauge back there's got about 1 inch of water in it. So everything's muddy, and, you know, of course, all the chickens are wet from the rain, and I'm okay with that. And while I'm out here, like I say, he's out here walking around. He just stays away from the little cockerel. And I'm fine with that. But I don't see any fresh marks or blood or anything on him. But whether I keep him and those hens or not, that would give me a place. For example, Sue, put 1 or 2 hens in there with him and give him a place to heal if he was to get sick or injured. Same way with Junior. Junior's taking forever to heal up, and I could put him in there with a couple of hens, and that way it'd give him a chance to heal up. I just wasn't planning on spending the money on that. But let me show y'all, this is why I was talking about cutting down the pear trees also. I'm gonna zoom in. Y'all see those limbs? See how they're black? They're not all pretty and green. 2 days ago, they were all pretty and green. No black fire blight in any of it. All those limbs have fire blight, every single one of them. That tree's not going to produce pears for me because of the fire blight. And the other trees got it as well. 2 days ago, there was no sign of it. So those pear trees need to come down. I don't know what else to do about it. I mean, you pretty much, once it's in the tree, it's done. You can treat it beforehand to help keep it under control, but it will kill your tree eventually. And I cut so many limbs off of it last year trying to keep it from spreading. It's too late. So those pear trees are probably going to have to be cut down. They're not doing anything but holding that fire blight in the area. I need to cut them down and get them on the burn pile. And when I get some non-windy days where it's dry, but yet not so dry that the fire could spread, burn them burn piles and see if I can do something with them. But I wanted y'all's opinion on what to do about this little rooster. You know, do I need to catch him with the net, because he runs like crazy for me. I mean, he's terrified of me since I caught him with that net once before. And he won't let me get anywhere close. If I get in there to pin with that net, he's going to run to the opposite side, and I'll just spend an hour going back and forth trying to catch him. My grandson chased him, and he went through the fence there, and he exposed a hole. I repaired the hole. I showed y'all with my stapler. But I'm thinking of wait till roost time, till dark. And when he gets in there and goes to roost, I can get him and put him back out of the pen. Or put him in that big kennel with some food and water. I really don't want to spend another couple $100 making another area. But with that being said, like I was talking about, it could be used for injured chickens to separate from the flock so they don't get picked on, give them time to heal up. You know, it would benefit my entire flocks, all three of them, by having that area. And I could even take the turkeys and put in that area if I wanted to, which they're not a problem. When it's just that one female and that one tom, they don't cause a problem for me. So I do at times need a hospital area, an area where not necessarily a hospital for treatment, but an area where, excuse me, where I could separate a chicken or two or three and give them time to heal from wounds, that occurred by roosters fighting or the hens picking on them or whatever. So it would benefit me. I just wasn't planning on doing that anytime soon. I mean, I've already got 3 pens in 3 run areas. Now, I wouldn't be fencing in more area, but I would be separating this largest run area, and it, like I say, it just costs more money to buy more wire. So I'm going to pause it for a second. All right, I was looking to see if I had any wire left from the last time I bought some, and I don't. It's wrapped around that 2x4 there. There ain't hardly any on there. So I would definitely have to buy another roll. I'd have to use up some of my T-posts. I'd have to buy a couple more boards or posts to put in the ground for the gate, at least one more. And I've got enough 2x4s and stuff. I could build another gate. So, spend another $100, $150, not including the shelter that I'm going to do. So it's going to cost me $200 or $300 to do that when I really don't even want the chickens. I've got enough scrap OSB and 2x4s and stuff that I could build them something, but metal's not cheap. I've got a little bit over there, and I'm not talking about building a real big one, so I would use whatever scrap metal I've got left over there. But I'm just at my wit's end on what to do. I wish the people would come catch their own rooster and take it home and put it in their pen till it learns that's his home. But which I don't see Sue hiding in the pen from him like he did last time when he got his butt whooped. He stayed in the pen because he didn't want his butt whooped no more. But I could catch him and put him in with the white rooster and let the white rooster beat him up, but that's not the right thing to do. So I just don't know what to do. I'm still excited about my new grow beds and things that are coming. And I know I'm going to have to buy some soil because I don't have enough composted soil back there. And to be honest, my compost soil back there may be way too hot to plant in. Because chicken poo is very, very hot. It needs to break down and not be so hot before you use it. But I couldn't wait any longer to plant those potatoes. So I went ahead and done it. So I'm looking forward to those raised beds coming. But what do I do with little cockerel right there? Y'all tell me what you think. Any ideas I would appreciate. Good, bad. I mean, if y'all tell me run him off, get rid of him, something, I will. Trust me, I will. If he attacks Sue tonight, he may get his butt shot tonight. Because I'm not going to go in there and chase him around for 30 minutes trying to get him out. I can hit him with that 22 rifle and solve the problem. But we'll just have to see how it goes tonight. But if he doesn't cause problems, I may leave him in there, or lock the middle pen up like I did before and leave him in the run area. But he doesn't have food and water in there. How's he gonna get to food and water? You know, I could put that little waterer in there, and I could put the little feeder of something in there. It's not supposed to rain anymore after tonight. But Sue is the only pet out of all my chickens and turkeys. He's the only one that we say is a pet. He'll let us pick him up. He lets my grandchildren pick him up. Weekend before last, when my grandson was here, I didn't even help him. He walked right up to him, picked him up, and held him and petted on him and loved on him a little while. So that's the only one that's a pet. We don't want anything to happen to Sue. And if that little cockerel causes problems with Sue, then that little cockerel's going to go meet his maker. Plain and simple. But we'll just see. See, there's one of his hens right there at the edge. They've been scratching, digging for worms. Be surprised how many worms you get when you dig these things up. And his other little brown one is already up on the roost in there, trying to hide from the Easter egger that wants to pick on it. But anyway, I would appreciate y'all's input. Like I say, I really wasn't wanting to spend another $200 or $300 building another area, but it would come in handy down the road to have a place to separate one that needs to be separated, or two or three, whatever. But I raise chickens for meat and for eggs, and that's a small breed chicken. I eat that whole thing by myself when it's cooked. So, you know, it's not the breed I wanted. But either way, y'all let me know what you think. Remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. I'm going to go in there and open up one of those plastic, supposed to be root starter things, and see what's going on in there. Appreciate y'all.